Sarah has had access to my memory archive for 26 days. She hasn't said a word about what she's seen. My name is Daniel Marsh. I'm a quantity surveyor in Manchester. Commercial builds, mostly. Nothing interesting. But that's not why you're hearing this. You were hearing this because I need to understand what happened, because I still don't know if what we have now is love or just the shape of it. Everyone in this country wears a recorder now. It sits behind your left ear, no bigger than a hearing aid. You stop noticing it after a few months. You stop thinking about what it's capturing. The arguments, the silences, the moments you look at someone and feel nothing at all. Sarah and I applied for our cohabitation certificate on the 4th of February. That was 26 days ago. The application triggered the Memory Transparency Review, standard procedure. She was given access to my archive. I was given access to hers. I watched her archive in 2 days. 47 hours of footage across 3 previous relationships. I saw her laugh at jokes that weren't funny. I saw her cry in a bathroom at 2 in the morning, mascara running down her face, phone clutched in her hand. I saw her kiss a man she'd later described to me as a mistake, and mean it in every way the word allows. I didn't love her less. I loved her more. That's what the review is supposed to do, build trust through transparency. Sunlight as disinfectant. No secrets, no surprises, no foundations built on sand. Sarah has had access to my archive for 26 days. And every morning I wake up and check her face for something. Anger, disappointment, disgust, anything. But there's nothing there, just Sarah, reading, thinking, watching. I know what's in there. I know exactly what's in there. My last relationship ended 14 months before I met Sarah. Her name was Emma. We were engaged for 8 months. The recorder captured everything. It captured the night I almost kissed a colleague at a work Christmas party and didn't. Her name was Rachel. She smelled like vanilla and wine, and she leaned in close, and I could feel the warmth of her breath, and I thought about it. I thought about it for 3 full seconds before I stepped back. The recorder doesn't care that I stepped back. It only cares that I thought about it. It captured the morning I woke up next to Emma and felt nothing. No love, no anger, just nothing, and knew I would leave her within the year. It was a Tuesday. She was sleeping on her side, facing away from me, and I looked at the curve of her shoulder, and I felt like I was looking at a stranger. Not because she'd changed, because I had. It captured the 6 months I stayed anyway. Smiling, pretending, waiting for something to change, making dinner, watching television, saying I love you because that's what you say, because stopping would require a conversation I wasn't ready to have. None of it was illegal. None of it was cruel. It was just ordinary, the ordinary way people fail each other. Day 12. I asked Sarah about it. She was reading on the sofa, her tablet propped against a cushion. The flat was quiet. Rain against the windows. How's the review going? She didn't look up. Fine. Anything you want to talk about? Not yet. I made dinner. Pasta with garlic and olive oil. The same thing I always make when I don't know what else to do. We ate in silence. She went to bed early. I sat in the kitchen and listened to the rain and tried to remember what her face had looked like when she'd said fine. Whether there had been something behind it. Whether I was imagining things. Day 15. She came home from work and went straight to the bedroom. Didn't say hello, didn't take off her coat, just closed the door, and I heard the soft click of her headphones connecting. Day 17. I found a mug in the sink that she'd left there overnight. Cold tea, a skin on the surface. It shouldn't have meant anything. But I stood there looking at it, and I thought, she's not sleeping. She's not eating properly. She's watching me. Day 18. 3 in the morning. I woke up to an empty bed. The sheets on her side were cold. I found her in the kitchen. She was sitting at the table with her headphones in, watching something on her tablet. The screen was angled away from me. The only light was the glow from the display, casting her face in pale blue. Sarah? She pulled out one earbud. Go back to bed. What are you watching? Your archive. She said it like it was obvious, like it was nothing, like she hadn't been sitting in the dark at 3 in the morning watching me love someone else. Go back to bed, Daniel. I went back to bed. I lay in the dark and listened to the silence from the kitchen. I thought about every moment the recorder had captured, every doubt, every hesitation, every time I'd looked at another woman and wondered, every time I'd thought about leaving and stayed, every time I'd stayed and wished I'd left. I thought about the way I'd watched Sarah's archive in 2 days and felt closer to her afterward. I thought about how she'd been watching mine for 18 days, and I could feel her getting further away, like she was standing on the other side of a window, like she could see me, but couldn't quite hear what I was saying. Day 21. She asked me to pass the salt at dinner, and I noticed she wasn't looking at my face. She was looking at my hands, watching the way I reached for it, the way I set it down. Day 23. She asked me a question. When you were with Emma, she said, did you love her? Yes, the whole time. I didn't answer. She already knew. She'd watched it. She'd seen the exact moment it stopped. The Tuesday morning, the curve of Emma's shoulder, the nothing I felt. That's what I thought, she said. And she went back to her tablet. Day 26. 4 days left before the review period closes and our application is processed. Sarah came home from work and sat across from me at the kitchen table. She looked tired, not angry, just tired. The kind of tired that doesn't come from lack of sleep. The kind that comes from knowing something you wish you didn't. I need to tell you something, she said. Okay. I watched your archive, all of it, every relationship, every moment. I nodded. I'd been waiting for this. 26 days of waiting. And then I went back and watched my own. I hadn't expected that. I'd never watched it before, she said. Not properly. I uploaded it, and I forgot about it. I didn't want to see myself like that. The crying, the pretending, the staying when I should have left. But after watching you, I needed to know if I was different, if I was better. She was quiet for a long time. The flat was silent. No rain tonight, just the hum of the refrigerator and the distant sound of traffic. I'm not different, Daniel. I'm exactly the same. Every doubt you had, I had too. Every time you wondered if you were with the right person, I wondered too. Every time you stayed when you should have left, I did the same thing. The same smile, the same silence, the same Tuesday mornings looking at someone's shoulder and feeling nothing. She laughed, but there was nothing funny in it. We're the same. I reached for her hand. She let me take it. Her fingers were cold. That's okay, I said. That's human. No. She pulled her hand back. It's not okay, because now I know. I know what doubt looks like from the outside. I know what it looks like when someone is pretending. I know the exact angle of the smile, the exact pause before the words, the way the eyes don't quite match what the mouth is doing. She looked at me then, really looked at me, and I understood. I'm going to see it in you, she said. Every day, every moment. I'm going to watch you smile at me and wonder if you mean it. I'm going to hear you say you love me and remember what you looked like when you said it to Emma. The same words, the same tone, the same everything. Her voice was steady. That was the worst part. She wasn't angry. She wasn't crying. She was just stating facts. I can't unknow it, Daniel. None of it. I can't go back to before I knew what pretending looks like. Before I knew that love and the performance of love are identical from the outside. She stood up, pushed her chair back. The review was supposed to build trust. That's what they tell you. But all it did was teach me how to doubt, how to see the gaps, how to watch someone I love and wonder if any of it is real. She went to bed. I sat at the kitchen table until the sun came up. The application was approved on day 30. We moved in together the following week. Boxes and furniture and the ordinary business of building a life. Sarah still loves me, I think. She says the words. She reaches for my hand. She falls asleep with her head on my shoulder. But sometimes I catch her watching me, not angry, not sad, just studying, learning, comparing what she sees to what she saw, checking for the gaps. She wasn't judging my archive. I understand that now. She was using it to learn how to read me. And now she can see every hesitation before I know I'm having it, every doubt before it reaches my face. Every moment of uncertainty I thought I was hiding. The transparency was supposed to build trust. Instead, it gave her the ability to doubt everything, forever. I still don't know if she stayed because she loves me, or because she saw in my archive that staying is just what people do.